revision portion. Let me start with our revision portion. Friends, we started with outsourcing make or buy decision, and I taught you that make or buy decision is nothing else but a decision of whether we shall outsource or we shall produce on our own. Whether we shall outsource or we shall produce on our own. We need to calculate our relevant costing in both these situations, and wherever we are feeling we are having benefit, we will definitely proceed for that particular option. We need to calculate savings in manufacturing. If there is any saving in manufacturing, we will definitely proceed for savings. We will definitely manufacture the product provided there is no non-qualitative factor or ethical consideration that is impacting it. Otherwise, we will definitely proceed. Further, I taught you that our relevant costing means our decision making is exactly on the principles of relevant costing, product mix decisions, and nothing else. So we understood about this in very detail, that okay, we understood that savings and earnings are both one and the same thing. 1 rupee saved is equivalent to 1 rupee earns, because we remember the concept of 1 rupee saved is equal to 1 rupee earned, because we understood that savings is also a kind of benefit and earnings are also a kind of benefit. So we are supposed to maximize our benefit and nothing else. So we will say we shall maximize. We shall always try to maximize our benefit. Next part is that we shall use our product mix decision along with savings, means key factors, etc. Remember, there is no need to calculate contribution because our revenue is same under both the situations or all the situations that are available in hand, because ultimately we are selling the same goods. Now just the thing is that whether we shall manufacture those goods or we shall purchase them. So obviously our revenue is not going to change, only the change will be of what? Our cost. So wherever our cost will be minimum, we will say our contribution will be maximum. So you will say let's calculate savings. It will automatically guide us that wherever we have savings in manufacturing, we will say we shall manufacture, otherwise we shall outsource. But while doing so, we shall take our product mix decision into consideration. The same principles of product mix decisions will be applied here. Means if there is if there are more than one product, one key factor, then we need to first calculate statement showing ranking, and secondly we are supposed to go ahead with statement showing optimum production mix. If it is a case of component, it will be statement showing optimum component production mix. If there are more than one product, if there is one product more than one key factor, you will go ahead in the same way. You will say we will calculate maximum possible production for each of the constraint, and we will see wherever we have the least value, that value will be termed as maximum possible production. Further, friends, then we understood that we will proceed for case where we have more than one product, more than one key factor. We need to apply linear programming. We understood that there can be certain alternatives to linear programming, and we understood that if we are able to apply those alternatives, we shall definitely apply those alternatives. This chapter does not have much of revision portion. It's just an application of whatever concepts we learned previously. They are being applied here, and you cannot say that this chapter can be studied without the help of previous chapters. So for example, indifference point you learnt in CVP analysis. For example, product mix decision you learnt in a different chapter. Relevant costing you learnt in a different chapter. So those were base building chapters, and nobody can say that okay, those chapters are non-relevant for us, not important for us. They are important. There cannot be a direct question from them, but yes, of course we can say that there will be a question of decision making 2 wherein the concepts of decision making 1 etc. will be applied. The problem was that in intermediate these concepts are there, but in IPCC there were no such concepts, so we need to go ahead with each of these concepts in detail. Then we understood about a case of minimum excess capacity. Wherever such kind of words will be used, minimum excess capacity etc., we will follow indifference point approach, and we will see that what is the indifference point. So we will say this minimum excess capacity shall be required for indifference point, and on the basis of such indifference point we will take decision. Same thing was with shutdown point. Shutdown point was not in your curriculum, but still I told you that shutdown point is nothing much more than a point where we want to discontinue. We are confused that whether we shall discontinue our business or we shall continue it. This is a point at which we are thinking. So we shall calculate profits and losses at this point. In discontinuation, there are certain costs that we need to specially incur. For example, shutting down cost. You will say cost of continuous shutdown and cost of rerunning the business. You will say restarting the business. So these will be shutdown cost, and obviously you will say it's a kind of indifference point. Shutdown point is nothing else, it's a kind of indifference point. You shall treat it similar to indifference point. It's just a name that is given, a different name has been given to indifference point, nothing else, it is one and the same thing. Now, next was keep or drop decision, that is divestment or disinvestment. I told you divestment is the key, that divestment is the word that is used for private sector, and disinvestment is used for public sector. This is very simple concept. In it we just see that whether there is any profit and any benefit of continuing the business or not. If there is no benefit, we will definitely discontinue the business. Then it was sell or further process. It is another name for joint product, byproduct. I told you that let us say there are certain components, material etc., labor etc., that is involved in joint process. Through that joint process, several products are produced. Few of such products will be known as byproduct, few will be known as joint product. Wherever sale value is very low, we call that product as byproduct. Now, if we want to increase the sale of production of one product, automatically production of other products will increase because all of them are joint product. So if we want to increase the production of one product, because process is same, manufacturing process is single one, so you will say automatically other products will also be generated. This is the main thing. So you will say that whatever is the, if somebody asks you what is the relevant cost of further processing etc., you will say whatever is the cost that is incurred for joint process cost will be irrelevant, and whatever is separable cost means further processing cost is relevant. There are certain cases where we further process the product and we sell them after refining etc. So this was joint product, byproduct. It was a very simple topic. Then we proceeded for our pricing decision. A very easy topic, really an easy topic. In pricing decision, the simplest part was learning curve theory. This was the theorem that was given by T.P. Wright and place was Buffalo. It was given in 1934. It was associated in terms of airline industry, and we remember the theorem was that whenever our output gets double, word is whenever, it may be from 10 to 20, it may be from 5 to 10. It does not mean that from one, starting from 1 itself. So word is whenever our outputs get double, you will say our average, cumulative average time per unit gets multiplied by learning rate. And I told you that there are certain methods that defined learning curve theorems as per incremental time and total time, but we are going to follow learning curve theorem that is as per cumulative average time per unit. We are going to follow learning curve theorem as per cumulative average time per unit and not as per total time or incremental time. So these are learning curve fundas. I will say this single line is the whole chapter, that whenever our output gets doubled, our average time, cumulative average time per unit gets multiplied by learning ratio. And I told you why, because with every increase in output we get certain improvements, we get certain kind of improvement in our efficiency. So we understood that because of this improvement we will get benefit, and we will require fewer amount of time than previous time to produce next few units. I also told you that if there is a situation of batch, we will apply learning curve theorem on batch and not on per unit basis. Moreover, I told you that wherever we were facing issue of doubling approach, for example, if we want to calculate for 3 units, how do we calculate for 3 units? We used to apply a formula that has been derived on the basis of this doubling approach itself. Formula was y is equal to a x to the power b. Now few people said that, sir, is this formula applicable on even doubling approach? Yes, this formula is universal and it has been derived on the basis of this doubling approach itself. Just a second. So you will say this is a formula. Next, I told you about certain properties of logarithm, and I expect that all of you remember how to calculate log, because this has been told to you in, I believe, class number 8. Not today. It was told to you when you were in 8th class. So how to calculate logarithm was there. And log antilog is used to do calculations for difficult calculation. We will be provided with the value of log antilog in examinations, so you shall not be worried. But you need to know about basic formulas of log antilog. You need to know about basic formulas of log antilog. Fine. After this chapter, we started with another topic, that was pricing strategies. In pricing strategies, we started with pricing decision. And I told you about pricing decisions. I told you that, see, we have certain economical theories that were used in economics, and certain drawings, graphs that were used in economics. We understood about those graphs, etc. And what were they? Let me repeat you. I told you, first of all, in economics, we follow the concept of marginal cost is equal to incremental cost. Although in this, in your management accounting, marginal cost means variable cost. We use this formula and we found that see, let us say we have this price, this quantity, total revenue is this, marginal revenue is this, average revenue is this. So in imperfect competition, what usually happens, marginal cost reduces in starting. When we start producing, marginal cost starts reducing, and after a point it starts increasing. it starts increasing. Marginal cost starts increasing. Marginal revenue decreases, and we understood about this with an example of formula. It may increase at beginning, and at later stage it will decrease. This decrease in marginal cost or increase in marginal revenue at starting is because of, you will say, diminishing return of scales, because initially I gave you an example. Let us say I am using one keyboard with one hand. If I use both hands, my speed will increase, but after a point of time, for example, let us say I have 3 hands, 4 hands, 6 hands, so rather than increase, it will reduce my work efficiency. So yes, of course, you will have reduction of cost etc. at beginning, but at later stage your cost will start increasing. So your profit will be maximum at a point where your marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. What do you mean by that? I mean to say, friends, think in this way. You are saying, let us say, on production of one more unit after point 3, from 3 to 4 units, you will have, let us say, 2 to 3 units. You were at 2 units, now you want to produce 3 units. For one additional unit, you will say you will earn 6 rupees as additional revenue. On this additional unit, you will earn 6 rupees. And you know, to produce this additional 1 unit, first case, you will incur 4 rupees cost. So you will say our profit is increasing, so we shall accept this offer because our profit will increase by 2 rupees. Second situation, you will say, sir, our marginal cost means additional cost is also, you will say, 6 rupees. So you will say our profit and cost are at similar situation. Our profit and cost are incremental profit and incremental cost are same. And last, if our cost is increasing by 7 rupees, our revenue is decreasing, you will say by revenue impact is say, revenue is say 6 rupees additional revenue. So you will say we shall not proceed because additional revenue is 6, additional cost is 7. We shall not accept this offer because our total profit will reduce. We will have negative 1 rupee profit on additional 1 unit. So we shall not produce. So same is the situation here. You are saying that till the point our marginal revenue is greater than our marginal cost, we shall keep on producing. And as soon as it equates this to, you will say we shall say that our total profit is maximum at this point and we shall stop our production at this point. You will say that there is one more line that is known as average revenue or price demand, you can say anything. We understood that in a case of imperfect competition, what usually happens that there is a difference between marginal revenue and average revenue. When we see perfect competition, marginal revenue and average revenue is same. Although when we see imperfect competition, you see that average revenue is always greater than marginal revenue. You see that average revenue is this, it is always greater than what our marginal revenue is there. So you will say average revenue is greater than our marginal revenue. So we can obviously demand this price. From customer, and this average price from customer will result into this reduction in revenue. Chaliye. Now, the case of perfect competition. You will say, in this case, our marginal revenue is equivalent to our average revenue. In this case, our marginal revenue is equivalent to our average revenue. And you will say that our marginal cost will keep on increasing till the point our marginal cost is equivalent to marginal revenue. here at this point obviously our profit is maximum, and we understood that be it is imperfect competition or perfect competition, our profit will be maximum only at the point when our marginal revenue is equivalent to marginal cost. We understood this thing. So on the basis of this economic theory and pricing, we did few questions. We did few questions in which we also derived formula. If you remember, we did few questions in which we derived formula of marginal revenue as marginal revenue was A minus 2bx and selling price became A minus bx. We derived these formulas on the basis of several questions. We derive these formulas. Okay. So we will apply these formulas in the question and we will arrive at the value of A and B so that we can arrive at value of X, etc. You will say our selling price will obviously A, B, X, so that we will arrive at selling price and total cost. It is a very simple question. We will do few more questions on this kind of type. This type of questions will be there in our transfer pricing as well. Few people wrongly call that differential calculus. It is not differential calculus question. No, not at all. We are not supposed to go ahead with differential calculus. Any kind of differential calculus is not done. We are provided with, obviously differentiation is used, no doubt about the same. Differentiation is used, but we are not supposed to go ahead with differential calculus or calculation of any differentiation of integration under any situation. We are supposed to simply apply these formulas and we will arrive at our figures. There is no need to fall into the trap of naming terminologies that this is differential calculus or difference. This is not. You are simply supposed to go ahead with a question where our economic pricing is being followed, where you will say marginal revenue is equivalent to marginal cost. We did few questions on this kind of question along with learning curve, without learning curve. We did few questions on this, and then cost plus pricing, we did question on cost plus pricing. So let us revise our theoretical portion of pricing strategy and then we will proceed for our transfer price, because this revision was pending since long. So I thought about first revising it all. I am not going to revise simplex, to be very frank. I am very clear on this. I am not going to revise any simplex. I know many of you want revision, detailed revision. I told you whether you understood simplex or not, I am least concerned. I tried to give at my best level whatever simplex was. I know I got few feedbacks from few students. One student even said that, sir, you need to explain these concepts of simplex in detail. I already told you that simplex is the least important topic in your curriculum. It is just told to you so that you must be aware in case there is some question. You shall not feel that I don't know anything about simplex. You can do at least something. I know I didn't provided you the best knowledge. Reason was we cannot understand a simple concept on the basis of just calculations that have been provided to us. As a human being, we have a habit of understanding something after doing something. If you say that this will be done like this, this will be done like this, this will be done like this, nobody can do anything. It's like when I say you do this like this and try it. When you will try it, you will feel comfortable, you will get confident. If just I say this will be done like this, it's 100% sure that you are going to forget about it. You won't be able to remember what you learned. You won't get anything. You won't get anything. So this problem might be there in simplex. Anyhow, let me revise at a very high pace what was under different pricing, different market structures. Monopoly. Monopoly was the market where we have only one seller. He was the price maker. No more required to go into more details. You can just say that in monopoly, we earn supernatural normal profit. Why supernormal profit? Normal profit means there is a difference between profit and normal profit. Normal profit is calculated in economics. It means profit is zero, means here we are taking cost that is inclusive of opportunity cost, and we want to have normal profit of zero. In perfect competition, we will say in perfect competition we will have normal profit as zero. Reason was, whatever others are charging, we are also charging. We will say that we are not earning anything extra in long run. Whatever is our opportunity cost will be our, you can say in accounting terms, will also be a profit in this business. So there will be no profit, no normal profit in this business. Then comes monopolistic competition. You will say there are certain large number of competitors. For example, I told you example of KFC, then Pizza Hut. There are several food chains, and there are large number of sellers, but all of them monitor each other very carefully. And although there is a very large number of sellers, but they do have price control, and they are price makers, but they don't earn supernormal profit. They only earn normal profit because of high competition. Perfect competition is obviously where we are all selling homogeneous products, where we cannot distinct. Homogeneous products are the products where we cannot distinct between two. For example, I went to a shop where this cup was being sold. Another shop was also selling the same cup. Now question is, this cup is same whether I go to first shop or the second. Price will also be same. Price will also be same. And sellers will try to show that my product is good, but you will say, if you ask that what is the speciality in your product, his or her reply will be that when you will try using this product, then only you will know, because they understand this fact that they don't have any speciality in their product. Or few people might even say that that's what we know and we cannot explain to you. What is the difference in quality? You cannot analyze from just seeing this mug that what is the difference. So you will say, if I can't analyze, then how can I say that there is a difference? How can even I say that there is a difference? Oligopoly. So you will say in oligopoly there are few players. For example, telecommunication. There are few players, there are few large major shareholders, and they definitely react according to each other pricing. The main reaction is towards when price falls and not towards when price increases. When a person, for example, when Vodafone will reduce the price, Jio will also reduce the price, because they monitor each other very carefully. Then principles of product pricing. I explained you that while deciding the price, we need to understand the sensitivity, that reasoning, when prices are, because of what factors prices change. What are the reasons which affect the prices? So if we know what are the effects, what are the reasons because of which prices change, we will be in better position to select our prices. For example, first is unique value effect. If certain product has unique value, that product will definitely have an edge. When that product will have an edge, you will say that product will be sold with some extra price. You will say we will be able to sell that product at extra price because of its unique value. I gave you at that time example of Heinz ketchup. It was thicker. Substitute awareness. If people are aware that there are substitutes that are available, obviously you may not be able to price at a very high amount. For example, if let us say I want to purchase a bottle of water and I am willing to purchase it. I went to my nearby shop, grocery store. He or she will definitely provide me that water bottle in 20 rupees, let us say. But if I am, let us assume, in a desert, in the deserted area, if I seek for a water bottle, he will provide me the same water bottle for 30 rupees at least. MRP will be 20, but he will sell at 30. You cannot do anything. You can go and sue him. You can show consumer forum. You can do anything. He will say, this is my cost. I am least concerned. What is the MRP? I will charge this much only. So despite MRP, local retailers do this. And because in India only MRP system is there, abroad there is nothing known as MRP. Whenever you will go to any other place, for example, whenever you are in tourist area, you will find things are very expensive. You will find things are very, very expensive. Then come difficult comparison effect. See carefully. When it is difficult for us to compare the two products, we are ready to pay. But if it is very easy to compare, we will compare and definitely we will not tender easily. So if difficulty is there in comparing the two products or two plans or to anything, then obviously we will be in position to charge extra. Total expenditure effect. If expenditure is very low, people don't care. They damn care. If this pencil is, let us say, 2-3 rupees, I will not care that much. But if I purchase 10,000 pencils, so you will say we will think about that because expenditure is very high. I will bargain. End benefit effect. So you will say, what is end benefit effect? End benefit effect is, you will say, sir, this is that, what is the end benefit? For example, I am a supplier of raw material to a company who sells the product to customer. If customer has very high value for that product, so I will be in position to charge more from the middle level company that was producing that product for customer. I will be in position because I know that end user value is very high. Shared cost, we know that in business class, majorly people are there who are of corporate because they damn care about the prices. They just care. They just understand that this is being shared by, this cost is being held by somebody else. So they damn care about this. So this is shared price, shared cost. So we shall lure such kind of customers more by different benefits. For example, in airlines, we shall give privilege benefits for repetitive coming. Sunk investment effect. You will say it means that if you already have a very high investment that is sunk in nature, so you will not consider much about the additional cost that you are going to incur on additional benefits or small benefits. Small cost you will ignore. You will say, okay, because very high cost is already sunk, you want to use that product because you will say that it doesn't matter, its cost is already sunk. If I will use, this is this marginal cost that I will incur, so I shall get at least more than our marginal cost. So you will not think much about the cost when sunk cost, when larger price is already sunk. Price quality effect. If you deliver quality, you can definitely charge extra. For example, Lamborghini is expensive, Rolls Royce is expensive. Inventory effect, you will say, if goods are not perishable and there is some scheme and people can keep inventory, they will definitely do that. So if inventoryable goods are there, people will definitely have some say. Whenever there is some discount scheme, you will definitely go ahead for high inventory. Okay. Price customization, I told you that price is customized according to demographics, according to time differential, according to customer behavior, prices differ. Last thing, pricing methods can be of different kind. Mainly there are of three kinds. First, competition based pricing. First is going rate pricing. It is based on your vegetable market where homogeneous products are being sold. So you will say whatever the price is going over there will be the price that we can charge from our customer because we are sitting in competition, perfect competition. So you will say this is a competition based market and we can charge only the price that is going over there. So this is known as going rate. Sealed bid pricing. These are the prices in which are the examples of let us say examples of this kind of pricing is of tenders. You will say tenders, or let us say you have a military work. It is a very secret work. So what you will say, for military we will raise tenders. In tenders, everybody will submit their amount in a sealed bid, that okay, I will give this specification at this price, and this will be submitted in a sealed manner. So this is sealed bid pricing. Everybody is there, but nobody knows about each other's price. Cost based pricing means, it is very simple. It means cost plus pricing. Means you are saying that we shall charge cost plus markup. Cost plus markup. Markup can be in return on investment. Markup can be return on investment. Markup can be calculated anyway. So cost plus pricing is nothing. Cost plus markup. It can be full cost plus markup. It can be cost plus markup. And we saw, for example, it can be relevant cost plus markup. It can be anything. So it is a cost based pricing. Value based pricing is not given in international books. It is just in your study. I didn't find them in much of the books. So I will simply go ahead with the scope of study material. Study material says that value based pricing is based on two major facts: perceived value and true economic value. Perceived value is what the value customer perceives, and true economic value means the value that customer gets in accordance to the values of substitute product that is available. For example, a substitute is available, it costs us something, and our product has certain additional benefits. So you will say, for example, 40,000 is that cost, and our product has certain additional features that are equivalent to 3,000 rupees. So you will say that we are selling customer the product, we are providing customer the product whose true economic value is 40 plus 3, 43,000. Customer may be not able to understand that this 43 is given to us. He or she may think that we are getting products equivalent to 41,000. So you will say, okay, customer may think that our products are of 41,000, but actually they are of 43,000. How come? You will say that, sir, the competitive product is of something else. For example, Pepsi started a new product, or you can say that Thomas Cook is also providing travel services, and Yatra is also providing. So if Thomas Cook is saying that for the same plan, Yatra is charging 40,000, but we have certain additional benefits of 3,000, worth 3,000 value. So Thomas Cook will say that our true economic value is 43,000. Customer might think that, okay, you are providing something, but it's not actually 43,000, rather it is 41,000. That is benefit for us, because you are saying 40,000 is the selling price of Yatra. We are thinking from cost of Yatra, that Yatra is charging this, and we believe that this is the value. We are going to get this benefit. So you will say true economic value is always greater than perceived value, and we need to set price between cost of sales and perceived value. Our price shall be there. Rest is nothing more than this. You can say what is pricing in recession. These things you can read on your own. They are not big things. The only thing is there are two kind of pricing. Oh, one more thing. There are two kind of pricing. One is skimming pricing, and second one is penetration pricing. For this kind of products, we need to understand what are the type of products. First is revolutionary product, second is evolutionary product, and third is Me Too product. Revolutionary means certain new things is there that was not existing before. Evolutionary means certain improvement is done to normal product. And third, Me Too means same product with a different company name, is Me Too pricing. Obviously, Me Too pricing will charge penetration pricing, and revolutionary product will charge our skimming pricing, because it is providing certain new things. Although when we talk about evolutionary product, they charge on the basis of price competition, considering towards skimming side, because they are providing something extra. So you will say, okay, towards skimming side means they will definitely charge extra, a higher amount, because they are certainly providing some additional benefits. Okay, these three pricings were there. Fine. This was the chapter, pricing decision.